Oh, crab cakes, so overpriced. $14 to $20 for 2 cakes of crab. So to that I say crab cakes, but cheaper. Okay, so when you order crab, you're basically signing up to work for your food. We all know this, I don't have a huge problem with it, but at the end of the day, you'll have eaten a whole family of crabs by the time you feel full. But the people of Maryland have found a great workaround. The fishermen at the Chesapeake Bay Area are the best at getting to the crab meat. They get that, they put some magic in it, and bam, crab cakes, or something like that. I don't really know the full story, but. So the irony about crab cakes being so extraordinarily expensive is the fact that they are incredibly easy to make. So really, you're not saving yourself that much time. You might as well drop to the lowest possible option in cost and then just make it yourself. You know what else is easy? Bundling your home and car insurance. And that's where today's episode's sponsor, Geico, comes in. Combining your home and car insurance could save you even more. For bundling made easy, visit geico.com today and head to the link in the description to see how much you could save. But cheaper episode 4. So, this is gonna be a little bit different. How do we shrink the price of a crab cake as small as it will go? So that's what we're gonna do. Let's make this, shall we?
All right, let's talk crab here. For starters, the average crab cake costs about $10 to $12 per oceanic cake, which is absurd. So let's start at the heart of the conversation, crab choice. Now we have 2 options here, either fresh crab, this one is dungeness, and pre-picked crab. Now the pre-picked stuff cost me about like $24 for a full pound of lump crab. Yes, this is real crab meat, I checked, okay, don't at me. Now alternatively, this fresh crab came in at about 1.5 pounds for $19. Now already it looks like the fresh crab could win, but first we gotta dig in a little bit further. So let's go ahead and break down all of that crab, remove every little ounce of meat we can, gently, carefully, lovingly, as you know. Now once all of that is done, turns out we were left with barely over half a pound of actual crab meat, which means that we paid $19 for half a pound of meat. It's $38 per pound, bruv. First off, what in the croissant is this trickery? So pre-picked, this is really hard to say. The crab that has already been picked wins this pricing round, but where does it stand in the flavor department? Now to make them thicko mode cakes, we're gonna use the same recipe for both types of crab here. So get yourself a medium-sized bowl, and to that you're gonna add half a cup or 110 grams of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of good mustard, Dijon ideally, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of worcestershire sauce, sorry, 2 teaspoons or 10 grams of hot sauce, the zest of 1 lemon, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of sea salt, black pepper to taste. Whisk that together until thoroughly combined, then whisk in 1 large egg. Now from here, just toss in your crab meat, carefully folded together. We're not trying to turn this into shredded crab, okay? Try to keep the chunks in there as best as you can. Now once it's mixed nicely, add 3/4 of a cup or 45 grams of panko breadcrumbs or crushed saltine crackers. Again, mix until thoroughly combined. Be really careful at this stage. It tends to tear up here, so, you know, the gentler, the better. You want those nice chonks. Now take those bad boys and form them into 8 even patties. Now here you can see me forming them into 6. That was completely by accident. Apparently I don't know how to count. This should make 8 patties. I was wondering why they were so large. You can also do 6 larger patties if you want. Good job, Josh. Very good. Now since the other one only had half a pound of crab meat in it, then we only had 4. But here's our crab side to side. Now obviously there's a little bit of a difference. The fresh crab is a little more vibrant colored, it smells a little more fragrant. We're pretty much done at this point. All you gotta do now is get a 12-inch skillet, add in 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of oil for frying, canola or peanut oil. Place it on your stove and set the heat to medium-high. Once that oil is shimmering and is nice and hot, now shallow fry those in batches to avoid overcrowding for 3 to 4 minutes or until beautifully crispy brown. Flip and shallow fry for an additional 3 to 4 minutes. Then take them out of the pan, drain on a plate. Also, I ran out of paper towels and the washing machine was broken, so it's on a plain plate. But really, what is going on today, Josh? All right, you good? Now that's it. That's that's the crab cakes. That's all you have to do. Now, obviously, I repeated this process with the fresh ones as well. The fresh ones looking a little springier, a little more nice. And now we're ready to dig in. Now before we do that, you can optionally make a little French remoulade. And to do that, you're gonna start with a medium-sized bowl with 1 egg yolk in there, 2 teaspoons or 10 grams of Dijon mustard, and the juice of 1 lemon, and some salt and pepper to taste. Whisk all that together, and then while constantly whisking, slowly stream in 3/4 of a cup or 180 milliliters of neutral tasting oil like canola oil. Now, obviously, we're making a mayo. You could also just opt for 3/4 of a cup of mayo if you just want to skip this process, but you guys know how I feel about homemade stuff. Don't hurt my feelings, okay? Papa does this for you. Once you've added all of your oil and you have a nice, beautiful emulsified mayonnaise, go ahead and add 3.5 tablespoons or 35 grams of finely chopped pickles or cornichons, 1 finely chopped shallot, crush 2 cloves of garlic, and begin chopping together with 2 anchovy fillets and a little bit of salt, and just chop and spread with the flat side of your knife over and over until you get a beautifully fine garlic anchovy paste. Add that to your remoulade, along with half a bunch of chives that have also been finely chopped, and some salt and pepper to taste. Now look, okay, I know we've gone beyond but cheaper here. I did this completely for myself, but I figured people would whine that I didn't give you the recipe, so I'm not including that in the pricing. Sorry about it. Now all there's left to do is get your crab cakes, line them up, place them next to your expensive potential remoulade that you might have made or not. Some lemon cheeks. We only cheek around here, all right? Toss on some extra chives. Now let's get our final verdict on pricing and flavor.
Fresh picked versus the pre-picked. Huge price difference. First off, obviously, as we have mentioned, this is not like a, let me figure out how to make a crab cake for 25 cents. Look, crab's expensive. That's a fact of life. I can't change that. What I can do is we can look at both of these and try and decide what the best possible value in a crab cake you can get. And it is not going to a restaurant because that is the most overpriced you'll ever get. Now let's start with the pre. So it's good. Salt level nice. It's good, it's good. Again, exact same recipe. So here we go, second one. You can tell this is fresh just by looking at it. Look at the texture. This is the fresh one. And then this is the pre-pick. Look at that. Completely stark difference. Fresh one. It's too good. I'm gonna level with you. Let me be honest. This is miles better, but it's also twice the price. For me, I would be willing to go the extra mile and get this. Now, granted, that's my own personal opinion. Now, if you just really want crab cakes that are delicious, this for this price and this for this price, so I'll dip some in the sauce, see if the sauce helps. Well, wait, no, that one's already too good. I mean, yeah. The thing is it doesn't taste bad. What do you think? I think this tastes bad? It's crab cakes, of course it tastes good. At the end of the day, if you are looking for the absolute cheapest option physically possible, it is making your own at home from scratch using the pre-picked stuff. That is as low as crab cake is ever gonna go, while still using real crab.
But do you want to know what else has mad crab cakes? B-roll.
Alright guys, and that is it. Thanks again to my friends at Geico for sponsoring this episode. They're helping me with my culinary journey around the United States, and they want to help you too, by helping you save money on your home and car insurance. So head down to that link down below and visit geico.com today. Now let's talk about these cakes of crab. I know that this isn't like, oh my gosh, Josh, you didn't make this for 25 cents per crab cake? Obviously not. I can't control the price of crab. That's why they put market price on the gosh darn menu. Well, that's actually not why. That's because it's a strategy of upcharging you technically, but we won't get into that. My main point is, what we did here was we looked at a lot of different options and we really distilled it down to the cheapest possible way to make crab cakes. Now, if you're the type of person that's like, my time is worth more than that, than the money you're saving, well then what are you doing on but cheaper? Huh? The point is, crab cakes are overpriced and you really can save a pretty large chunk of money just by making it yourself, and it's so easy and fun to make, you might as well just do it, right? And you can control the flavor. You guys know how I feel about having control. But anyway, with all that said, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Ow. Ow. Very cheap, little money, not here, down here. Very cheap, little money, not here, down here. Very cheap, little money, not here, down here. Very cheap, little money, not here.